Good evening, I'm Regina Lee, Gifted and Talented Program.
I'm Cindy McManaman, 7th grade social studies at VCMS.
We came here to speak to you about the service learning project that we've embarked upon at Vernon Center Middle School called VCMS Soars for Hunger. Our goal has been to raise $5,000 so that the organization called Feeding Children Everywhere will come to VCMS on April 11th and run a packing event. We would like to pack 20,000 meals that are going to be distributed both in our community and we believe in an African nation. And if we can pack 20,000 meals, we're hoping that our meals will be combined with the meals packed at Miss Porter's school, and that we can actually send a trailer of meals, to wherever they decide we're going to send the food. We've raised, just with our students and our staff, in the last 3 weeks, we've raised $1,000. We have $4,000 to go. And we're hoping to go out to the wider community around Vernon Center Middle School to ask for donations.
We'll also be looking to put some information into the press through the reminder, through the Vernon patch, perhaps get into the JI as well to let the community know what it is that we're doing, because we are looking to reach out to the community to help us with this $5,000. Kids are very excited about it. They've started a penny wars at school this week. So we're doing girls versus boys, and those girls, they filled their bucket with pennies today. So we're looking to see if we can get some more things going on. But it is speaking to one of those positive things that we're trying to do to get the community involved and do some good things with the students that are centered around the curriculum, as well as just being good citizens for not just our local community, but for the global community as well. And we just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of what we were doing.
Right. It ties into our science curriculum about food preservation, social studies curriculum about world hunger and poverty, and the advisory curriculum about paid forward. So those are the 3 things we're trying to hit. We want every single student, every single person at Vernon Center Middle School to have an opportunity to don their little cap, their gloves, and to actually pack some meals. So we want 100% involvement at the school. And we invite you to come and help pack as well.
Thank you very much for the information. Is there anybody else who wishes to speak this evening in community forum? Seeing none, we're going to move on to item 4.0. I'm going to give Mr. Baldwin just a moment to move a speaker so that the folks out in the back here can hear better. Thank you, Mr. Baldwin. Item 4.0 is item 4.1, leave of absence request.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hull. One of our world language teachers has been out on an approved leave for this year, child-rearing leave. And she's requested another one. She's having another baby, so she has requested another leave for next year. Unfortunately, I'm not recommending that. It has nothing to do with the teacher. The teacher is a marvelous teacher. However, world language teachers are very, very difficult to find. And so we were very fortunate to find someone this year. We would certainly like to continue on that relationship. I don't know that we'd have that same 2 years in a row. And so we just think that 2 years is excessive to be holding someone's job, especially in a shortage area. So again, it has there's no reflection on Ms. Caffin at all. This is a reflection on the sign of the times.
Thank you. Ms. Fisher.
I move that the Vernon Board of Education deny the request of Lisa Caffin, world language teacher at VCMS, for a leave of absence from child rearing for the 2013-14 school year.
I have a motion. Do I have Mr. Lutar?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to deny the request. Is there any discussion on the motion? Ms. Goldich?
So we're saying that because she's having a second baby, she's going to lose her job?
She has been given a year's leave of absence, and
For
so
the
she's
past
for
year.
the past year, yes.
Right.
And now she's asking for another year.
For the
year's
second
leave.
year.
Correct, which she has the right to do. And because it's a shortage area, again, this is not a reflection on Ms. Caffin, this is a reflection on the sign of the times.
And the interim you've had for the past academic year to replace her is unwilling or unable to stay for the second year?
She is very willing, but she
She's
wants
willing.
if it's a full-time job, and she's going to continue to look to find a job that's permanent.
Is there any other discussion? Ms. Fisher?
I just want to say that I don't believe in all my years on board we've ever given a teacher 2 years leave of absence. President.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'm going to call the motion to a vote by a show of hands. All in favor? And those opposed? I show 3 opposed. And the motion does carry. Moving on to item 4.2, which is a leave of absence request. Dr. Moy.
A special education teacher at Center Road School will be going out very shortly on maternity leave. She will receive 12 weeks of family medical leave. With that, that ends just a couple of weeks short of the end of school, and she would like to finish out for the end of school. I do recommend that we accept her request.
And I'd entertain a motion on Ms. Closure.
I'd like to make a motion that the Vernon Board of Education approve the request of Danielle Nash, special education teacher at Center Road School, for a leave of absence for child rearing from June 6, 2013 through June 21st, 2013.
I have a second by Mr. Boutar. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, I'm going to call that motion to a vote by a show of hands. All in favor? And I show that is unanimous. Thank you. Item 4.3, resignation of an administrator. Dr. Collins?
Thank you very much. Mr. Eric Bain, principal of Rockville High School, has submitted his resignation for both personal and professional reasons, and I ask that you accept that with gratitude for time served for the children of Vernon.
Ms. Sarn?
I move that the board accept the resignation of Eric Bain effective July 1st, 2013.
And Mr. Kemp? I have a motion and a second to accept the resignation. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'm going to call that motion to a vote by a show of hands. All in favor? And that's unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to general business, item 5.1. Proposal to provide yoga instruction to 4th grade children at Maple Street School. Dr. Conway.
Thank you very much, Mr. Poole. Dr. Bissell is here in the audience. There she is. We're always looking for ways to provide our students with tools on how to deal with life and be just wonderful citizens. And so Dr. Bissell has shared this with one of our visiting school psychologists. Correct?
Yeah. This was brought to my attention, the proposal for this type of program from Dr. Marshall Gladstone, who is the consultant neuropsychologist for the district. And my goal tonight, I know you have his proposal in your packet, but I want to talk to you a little bit about why I see this as a need for my school and what I think it can do for our students. Each one of us deals with varying degrees of stress in our lives on a daily basis. And for very practical reasons, levels of stress are often elevated in areas of economic disadvantage. And so most of the children at Maple Street School experience a great deal of stress from issues like food, clothing, the employment status of the adults who care for them. But then if you add to that broken homes, substance abuse, violence, legal difficulties, the end result is that we have a lot of students that fall into a category and experience something called emotional dysregulation. And what this adds up to is an enormous amount of stress that these children bring into the school building every single day. So what does this child that experiences this stress look like? It's a child who's always on the edge, a child who's always kind of hyped up and ready to explode, a child who is much less available for learning. So a bump in the hallway, a look from a peer can cause a very angry, heightened response from a child who brings, again, this type of stress into the building. And none of us can learn as effectively when we're dealing with that kind of level of stress. So I've done a lot of things to try to manage the kind of issues that the children bring to school every day. I'll just give you a concrete example. A lot of times my kids get into a lot of issues walking to school, and they arrive very early at my building. The parents have to leave from work very early. They drop them off. We're experiencing a lot of difficulty just out on our front lawn for the school day. So I adjusted my PE teacher's schedule so he's out there every morning early, 5 days a week, and that has certainly helped. We've had very few issues out there this year because of that. So I've done lots of things like that, and I'll continue to try to do lots of things like that to improve supervision and try to prevent problems from occurring. But I'm really not getting at the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is my students' inability to self-regulate their stress and emotions, and helping them to learn to calm themselves and deal with the anxieties and stressors that they bring to school every day. So this program that we're proposing is to teach children how to breathe, how to relax, real-life practical ways they can learn to face their challenges. It's designed to give children strategies to enhance their ability to self-manage their levels of stress and anxiety and really prevent those levels of dysregulation that they're experiencing. This will make the students more available for learning. I think this directly relates to the Board of Education goal number 3, where we're trying to promote safe environments that are socially, emotionally, and physically conducive to learning. I'm trying to help our students become, again, more available for learning. So for program specifics, as you see in the proposal, this would occur, this kind of direct instruction would occur. We're looking to pilot with our 4th grade, our 2 4th grade classes, 30 minutes per session, 2 to 3 times per week for 10 weeks with a certified yoga instructor. How we'll evaluate the effectiveness of this, in my school improvement plan already, one of my key indicators for school climate is we're tracking every month data on 3 key points for my 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, whether they feel safe, how friendly they think their peers are, whether they feel like they belong. So we use those measures again. We're already tracking that on a monthly basis, but we hope when we've looked at the data for 4th grade, we've seen more issues in that grade level than we have in the other 2 grades. We've had a lot of kids move into the building in that grade level. That's the grade where we've had the most mobility of kids moving in and out this year, and it's just been a grade level that has a lot of children with a lot of needs. So we're looking to pilot it with the 4th graders. Again, they have it 2 to 3 times per week for 10 weeks, and then we're going to look at that data that we're already tracking on a monthly basis. The students would fill out a self-rating scale pre and post the intervention to take a look at how they're feeling about their ability to calm themselves and relax themselves. And then we'll look at our behavioral data pre and post the intervention as well to see if it's made a difference. And then we'll also collect just subjective reports from the classroom teachers to see if they see a difference.